Welcome back everyone to yet another Battle Spirits review, comparison sort of thing. Wave 2 of BSS Grand Open. How do I even start this? It was in Glasgow, hosted once again by OPE, the amazing people who host the UK's tournaments for Digimon, BSS. They've even started their own convention now, which is kind of just insane. So I'm looking forward to that, but we're looking at the Wave 2 that they had recently within Glasgow over, I think it was last weekend just gone, something like that. But a group of friends that I have had an absolute banger of a time, and I'm about to go through it, and I'm so excited to see what they were running, because of course we are in set 2, we're in BSS set 2, so new cards, new gameplay styles. I unfortunately have been so far out of the loop of this set, just because I've been so busy, but you know, let's jump into it. We've got the stats on screen, of course. So we're looking at the top 8 today. These are the people who made it into top cut, and just right off the bat, I can see Frankie, Harry, and Emiliano. All people I've spoken with, all people I've played with, all people I've conversed with. Absolutely banger. 3 people within the top 8. I'm so happy for them, and I could not be prouder to say that I've played these guys in the past. But let's jump into it. Frankie, of course, hitting the 5-3 across the weekend. Very interesting. And let's just open up the image. So, we can see that Frankie decided to go for a red deck. These are live raw reactions, by the way. I've not looked at these at all before, so I'm very interested. We can see that Frankie ran the pterosaurs. Not really straying too far from the norm that was set 1, but we do see the Nexus hazards coming into play. Now, of course, it's going to take me to the card. Here we go. Yo, it's 81p. This card is good. But Nexus Hazard, as you can see, it's an 8 cost, 6 reduction. And it's... Pterosaurs count as 2 symbols, which is kind of wild. You're also deleting something, you're doing the red stuff, you're drawing a card. This is kind of insane. This card is a delete 1, draw 1. So you're going +1 no matter what here. Other than that, it looks like you're just running the generic Pterosaur Rush. You're running your vanillas for cheap costs, you're running your Dynaman, whatever the hell, Sordosaurus, but the Arcane Joker, very interesting. And I wonder if we'll see that across the rest of the decks here as well. Now that's just 8th place. Frankie, once again, amazing, running the Suppression in side deck, I believe that is, running the Volcanic Break, the Dream Bombs, of course, those typical staple cards we're seeing across the rest of the decks at the moment. Frankie once again going 5-3, well done. Top 8 again, but unfortunately not quite getting past the 8th place. Now, 7th place, Pascal. Again, apologies if I say names wrong, I'm not very good at names. But we'll get this loaded, and it looks like we're running mostly purple here. It looks like we're running the Cursed Dragon once again. Now, you can see that there's the few green cards in here, and that's probably just because the green card has Swift, so it's a nice quick blocker. Also, getting the reduction for Thorn Prison. I always say Prism for some reason. But again, we're just seeing these staple magic cards, especially for purple where you've got Core Theft and Reanimate. Reanimate, a very nice set 2 card. Beautiful plays here. Other than that, again, nothing too different from what we've seen in set 1 currently. So really, is set 2 just a utility set? I think it is. It's not seen that much power, but who knows, I could be wrong by the time we get into the top 3, top 4. But Netherworld Depths, there's the card. Will we discuss... One day we'll discuss the ideas of Netherworld Depths, but as of right now, I'm not too opposed to it. That's 7th place, well done Pascal. Moving on to Alex. Let's see, what have we got going on here? Now, we're seeing mostly white played here actually, yeah. There's the 4 Netherworld Depths again that we've just discussed. Well, we didn't discuss it, but you know. But it looks like we're running the white package. We're running... I forget what his name is. It's too small for me to read there. Mammoth Aegis, that's the one. So it looks like he's mostly running Mammoth Aegis as opposed to wanting to push out the the armored dragon ship and whatever Enterprise. But this is a very top-end heavy deck by the looks of. I'm kind of surprised that this got as far as it did, looking at the costs on most of these cards. I know you're wanting to like get your Nexuses down and stuff, but it looks like he's playing for the late game very well. Yeah. Okay, so we're kind of relying on the elementals to get you places, your nexuses to get you places, Netherworld Depths. Otherwise, you're kind of dropping cards quickly. Not quickly. That's the thing. You're not dropping things at all. Huh. Okay. You're just playing very defensively by the looks of, which there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But it's just getting these reductions. Otherwise, you're dropping 7 cores just to really play your main game. Interesting deck, but it came, what was it, that came 6th, which was Alex, so he's done very well. Now we're moving on to Harry here at 5th. What sauce has he been cooking for us this time? Purple Cursed Dragon, of course, standard, nothing wrong with it. He is running the multiple cores spell though, but otherwise, you're sticking with the normal purple packages. There's really not too much that's gone on within set 2 that I can really say changes the meta that much. It's just these green spells that have come into play. Also things like Reanimate that Harry isn't running, but Netherworld Depths at 4. I guess this is a set 2 card that's being run. Magic Swordman. Like, draw a card if you spend a soul core as its cost. Like, yeah, it's mostly just draw stuff, mostly just ramp stuff. Otherwise, you've got your generics again, like you've got your Ice Shields, which is inevitable in every deck. You got your Dream Bombs, you got your Burning Forces, Deadly Balance in a purple deck, as expected. Like, Cursed Dragon just seems to be running amok once again, and I'm here for it, not gonna lie. But playing against it, not fun. Not fun at all. So, moving on to the top 4 now. Daniel, over from the USA, by the looks of, running white again. And it looks like we're just back into this very top-end heavy deck. I'm slightly confused by it personally. Again, I've been out of the meta, but here we are. But I must say, like, it is interesting to see. You're just playing a very heavy defensive game, especially for the early turns, where you're going to have to possibly drop 1 or 2 Ice Shields. White just gains a 2nd Ice Shield because of Infinity Shield. That's it. But other than that, it's a heavy defense game, in my opinion. Heavy defense game. Who's messaging me? Go away. Marvin from Germany. We can see here that it's a slight different variation on what has been the top end deck, but when it's primarily white decks, we can see that we're seeing King Vulture, Dual Gun, Loki, that's not Loki, that's Elk, Naumanguard, and Aegis, Mammoth Aegis. Those seem to be the staples in the white deck now. That's what I'm noticing across these trends. Other than that, you've got Worker Ant-Man, you've got your low end in this deck, so this is what I was thinking when it comes to like what the white deck would do, where you're playing a lower end to be able to ramp, especially when it comes to like the Worker Ant-Man, for example. When you attack with the Spirit Core in it, you ramp 1. Like, there's no reason to not run that, and it seems like a great low end staple card. But the difference is here we can see that Volcanic Canyon is being run to be able to get you those draws. Netherworld Depths, obviously, we'll make a video on that one day, because I assume there's still problems in the community about it. But it is what it is. Your staples such as Burning Force, Absolute Ice Shield, Infinity Shield, Starblast though, which is interesting, which is pretty fun. Thorn Prison, only running 1 of, not even any in side deck, but I mean, you've got the Feral Slash, you've got the more Starblast, you've got more defensive utilities in your side, so that's very interesting. So that was Marvin Heusinger. I think that's. I've just closed the thing. Minor disturbance, nothing to worry about. Marvin came 3rd. Now we're moving on to the top 2, of course. Emiliano, the guy that I'm still most in contact with, honestly. What did he run here? White, as expected. However, he's running something like the... what's it called? Is it called the Greymane? It's not called the Greymane, is it? Greygurmer. Close enough. Greymane. He's running a slightly larger bottom end, and he seems to have King Vulture in the side deck as opposed to in the main deck. Now, Emiliano did do his own video on his matchups and his own deck, so I haven't personally watched that just yet. I'm recording this in lunch before I got to watch the video, but I will leave links in the description and probably in the card in the top... Which way is it? That way? The card in the top right, I think, to his video, so make sure to go and support him. He is slowly starting to make content, I think. An absolute banger of a guy, and I'm happy to support him all the way. But the Mammoth Aegis, the Mammoth itself, the Nauman Guard, Turbo Rex though, he's running the Turbo Rex as opposed to literally any other top end. But his side deck, pretty solid. He's got the Vultures in the side deck as opposed to running like I said. So congratulations on second, Emiliano. Coming in at first though, having a 9-1 record, so done an absolute stunning job during Swiss by the looks of, and managed to best the rest of everybody else. Alexander Blandin. Of course, what are we running? We're running Pterosaurs. Now, nothing out of the ordinary here, like I stated when it came to Frankie's deck. The Arcane Joker is there again, which is obviously noteworthy. So Arcane Joker seems to work perfectly within the Pterosaur deck. Nexus Hazard, Star Blast, Volcanic Canyon. Otherwise, you've got your vanillas, you've got your cheap cards that you managed to play out that are all Pterosaurs, except for Flamefish. So I guess Flamefish is just there as a kind of like just a free pop, unless you're playing into white. But then you've got your Gigano Rex, of course, who will be doing most of the damage. All your stuff at Pterosaur, so they count as 2 symbols, basically. It's kind of just a win-win when you're popping all of your opponent's stuff over and over and over. But looking at the side deck here, we can see that he's got the Suppression and the Dream Bombs ready to go. Those are his very heavy defense. Thorn Prism, very nice to make sure that you can possibly swing, or even as a defensive tool, you're suspending 2 of your opponent... Suspending? What is this, Digimon? You're exhausting 2 of your opponent's spirits. Very strong. Don't know why I'm looking here, I'm looking at myself. The camera's up there. We're back to bad camera, that's why. But we can see he's got another Volcanic Break ready to go in the back. However, something that is different is the Divine Halberd Dragon Arc. What this would replace, I have no idea. Whether he'd just add it in as opposed to swapping something out for it is very, very interesting. But it basically just stops players from being able to lose life from anything that has 2,000 or less. Which is interesting, because why would he do that? Is he looking to just power up his vanillas? Like, the Oviraptordon, for example, has 1,000 at level 1. And if you're playing it for free, you might as well just keep it at 1 and swing with it, unless you're using it as a blocking fodder. But I've never really thought of the precautions on what can happen on that with that card. Precautions wasn't the right word, but you know what I mean. However, overall, an amazing, stunning deck to look at, and I think a couple of talks need to happen, because we've clearly not seen any green, we've not seen any yellow, we've seen purple, white and red as the main colours. Now, set 3 is coming out next month. There is another Grand Open, Wave 3, happening in Liverpool when OPE are hosting their next TCG Expo. That is Wave 3, so that'll be set 2 coming out. Set 2 will be out by then, because set 2 comes out in October. This is in November. So I'll be very interested to see how blue works. Blue being a very heavy mill deck, and we can see that some of the cards, especially coming out in the lore set, are very, very powerful. Now I'm interested to see what you think about this, so let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen in set 2? How do you think these decks perform? Do you want to see something slightly different with these decks? Or what do you think Bandai should do in general? Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, do whatever, share the channel about. I'd appreciate it so, so much. As of right now, I'm going to get the heck out, so I'll catch you in the next one.